Okay, so good morning everyone and welcome back in today's class. Today we are on the day number 24. Okay, and we are going to be discuss about the next topic in the same chapter called the strategic analysis. Is called future state. Okay, so what we done till now, we done to analyze the current state, that how I can evaluate my current state, that what's going on, how it's be happening, where I'm standing with respect to the process, capability, organization, role, model, concepts, a lot of things we discuss in that area. Now the question come, how we can define our future state. I'm not saying that we are be done with this future state. No. How we can define the future state, that okay, this is the best way we can do. This is the best way we can achieve. And that is a concept called the future state here. Okay, so if I say for the future state, so what, so simply now understand one thing, what the gap we identify is going to become our future state. The improvement area we identify, it's going to become a future state. But if I say that, guys, I want to become a millionaire, my current state is something different and I want to become a millionaire, I evaluate my current state, my capability, my processes, my skill set, everything. Now, what is the best to achieve that future state? Shall I start a business? Shall I do the partnership? Shall I hire someone? Shall I build a company? What are the ways to do that part? That evaluation will be done in the this particular topic. So again, we are evaluating the methods, that how we can achieve that future state. So what it says, that purpose of defining future state is to determine a set of necessary conditions to meet the business need. कि कुछ ऐसी कंडीशन जिनको मेट करूंगा तो मैं फ्यूचर स्टेट में पहुंच जाऊंगा. If my revenue, my future state is I have a revenue should be 6 million by next year. And to do this part, I have to be X, Y, Z need to be do. That is called the future state. The purposeful change, which includes the defining the success, sorry, definition of the success is a future state. Future state means जहां पर आप अपने फ्यूचर की सक्सेस को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं कि मुझे ये करना है तो मैं ऐसा हो जाऊंगा. That is called the future state. It has some parameters. It has some parameters, and it starts from the future state will be defined at the level in detail. Allow for competing strategy to achieve the future state and assess. कि आप देखो कि जो policies, the policies which you are running, the strategy you are running, is that defined or need to be identified some more strategy to do that part. Provide a clear definition of outcome. कि बॉस ऐसा करने से ये solution मुझे मिल जाएगा of the needs. Is there another detail means if I say like Hitesh says, Atul, I want to be BA. That is a future state. But how you define that future state? I should get a good money, I should get a good package, I should get a good company, I should get a good role. These are the outcomes clearly defining. पैसा नहीं है, position नहीं है तुल. It is not my ideal future state. No. पैसा है लेकिन position नहीं है. नहीं, ये भी मेरा ideal situation नहीं है. Future state नहीं है मेरा. Define the solutions of the scope space. It is very important. In which area you want to be improved. So like in previous point, in the previous topic, we saw that what are the techniques. हमने बहुत सारे techniques देखी, हमने benchmarking देखी, we have done the KPIs, we have done the process modeling, process analysis, organizational structures. Now thing is that in which area you are defining your future solution space कि मुझे इस एरिया को इंप्रूव करूंगा तो फ्यूचर स्टेट हो जाएगा. Do I need to be improve the only processes? Do I need to be improve my organizational structures? Do I improve my revenues? Do I improve my KPIs? So those are the major parameters we have to be discussed here. That is called the future state. And now what this is, future state, it doesn't that from today to tomorrow you'll be seeing. It includes a lot of things. So you can see changing in a step in the process or feature in an application. It is also my future state. By I have a target that the mobile phone which is in the market now should be replaced by completely a screen only. Nothing should be like so much heavier these things. Or I want to be add one more feature. If human being think, the number should be dial. Okay, so this says the future state can be a business process change, a change in the function, a change in the line of business. Even if you change your organization structure as well, it is also future state because you've done that changes for some purpose. You're making some the changes for some purpose. So this is a lot of parameters. These are again not a limited one. मतलब आप कुछ भी चेंज करो जिससे आपका सक्सेस डिफाइन हो रहा है, दैट बिकम अ फ्यूचर स्टेट फॉर यू वेरी क्लियरली. Okay, now if I scroll down a little bit more here, what they define as a picture. This is boss, input is the business requirement, the problem, the opportunities. You have some guidance and the tools here. Constraints पता होना चाहिए, constraint क्या है? Because to go to the future, you should know the constraint. What is your KPIs and what is your organizational structure? And with this help, you define the future state. And when you define the future state, it is a major chunk. The actual output will be like this. You will get your business objective, you will get your future state description, and you get the potential value. These are the three major areas you will find out or you will reach when you do the future state part. And to achieve this, we have a multiple task here. Few we already discussed. If you do the business objective, we will able to find the assess risk. We are able to validate the requirements. We are able to see the potential value. We are able to see the performance, measure solution performance. So all the 7 dots, 8 dots, we are going to be do. All the 4, 5 we are done. Okay, but I don't want to be confuse you in this picture because it can be lot of outputs can be there. Okay, the thing is that in this particular topic, more than the techniques, the parameters matter. That when you're defining your future state, how or what to be considered. As I always told in my trainings, guys, if you are working as a BA, think from the 360-degree angle. Go as much as broader you can go in the beginning. Don't worry कि वो क्या बोलेगा मैं क्या solution दे रहा हूँ, नहीं. You think up to that mark. 360 degree आपको पूरा देखना है, आपको multiple parameters देखने हैं. And now this particular concept, tell me the parameters for the same, inputs for the same, elements for the same. So the first important parameter, the first important element, it says if you want to go for the future state, you should have a clear business goal and the objective. Very clearly, you should have a goal or the objective. हाँ, तुझे तो पता है ना गोल होगा तो तभी तो काम होगा. But yes, but sometime we are not able to define our goal, which causes an issue. गोल में क्लैरिटी नहीं है. Let's say customer says I want to use the change management up to some mark. Boss, there is no word called up to some mark in my dictionary, sorry. You have to be defined that up to what state you want to be use the change management. Okay, so it says the future state can be described in the terms of the business objective or the goal. Generally, this is not set up by us. This came from the higher management. in order to guide the development of the change strategy and identify the potential value. Means when you define the business goal, you have to be very much sure that what is the potential value you'll be getting. Maybe potential value is the monetary, maybe potential value is a non-monetary as well. Customer satisfaction मुझे increase करना है, that is not a non-monetary part. मुझे अपना brand name strong करना है, again non-monetary है. So some examples this says in the goal includes creating a new capability. मुझे अपनी कंपनी में एक नया कैपेबिलिटी बिल्ड करना है, नया टेक्नोलॉजी बिल्ड करना है. Then I can say it is one of my clear goals. Improve the revenues by increasing sale or reducing the cost. Customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, improve safety, reduce the time to deliver the products. So these are the few examples which says that boss, what should be your clearly goal here. Very clearly, when we talk about the business terms, business should be very clear on their goal. अगर गोल सेट नहीं होगा ढंग से तो आपके पास इंप्रूवमेंट के चांसेस जीरो हो जाएंगे. Because you don't know that what you want to be achieve. Correct? So like they says, for example, a goal may be to increase the high revenue customers. तो ये कैसी बात हुई? हाई रेवेन्यू कितना होता है? 5% कि 100%? Then we the further refine into the goal should be increase number of high revenue customer in 30 to 35 age bracket by 30 in the 6 months. This is the accurate goal which I am saying. My customer say I want to be implement change management up to this. Up to nahi, you have to be clearly tell me that okay, up to some extent nahi. You have to tell me clearly that up to which extent, what, up to which state, up to which limit you want to be user service now or the change management. Because this goal have a very vital role. Like every year, every 6 months, we do the performance analysis part, self appraisals जो हम करते हैं, self inputs जो हम भरते हैं. If my goal is not clearly defined, I will not able to achieve the results. Okay. So, but what this is, the goal should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and the time bound, which you already discussed as a part of the requirement. So requirement is smart, but before that your goal should be smart. मुझे चांद पे जाना है. It's fine, it's a specific, but what is the time bound? कब तक जाना है? कैसे जाना है? How you measure that you reach on the chand? So these are the important points which we have to be considered in the goal settings. Now the next element which came, it's have a 10, 12, 11 elements. Scope of the solution space. In which area you want to be implement, you want to be in which, by which area you want to be achieve that goal. It says it's about the range of the solution that will consider to meet the business goal. भाई मुझे BA बनना है, that is my future goal, that is my goal. Now how to achieve, in which area you want to do this part. Either you want to be work in some company to achieve that goal, either you want to be do some kind of a training, either you go and do some certifications, in which area you want to be achieve that goal. And sometime it happens that to achieve a goal we have to do the multiple ways, multiple spaces, multiple solution scopings we have to be do. नहीं यार, मैं काम करता हूँ, ट्रेनिंग शुरू करता हूँ और साथ में मैं जॉब भी ढूंढता हूँ किसी छोटी कंपनी में जहाँ मुझे काम मिल जाए एज ए BA, सो दैट आई कैन लर्न इट, राइट. सो ये क्या है, नाउ इट हैज अ 2 scopes for you. In one, you need to be entered into the what I can say, some other company, and the other part is that you have to be start learning these things by your own. Then you will be able to achieve that goal to become a business analyst. ठीक है, क्लियर यहाँ तक? एनी डाउट? Good.
Okay, okay.
Because in this nothing much in the depth we need to be discussed. But yes, we have to be understand that in the futures, in the if multiple future states can meet the business need, goal, it will be necessary to determine the one we should be considered. ऐसा नहीं कि आप हर जगह बिजनेस हर जगह पैसा लगाते हैं, नहीं. Business will see that what is the best solution scope for me so that I can achieve my goal. Then they put the things. The third point which they say that when you're defining your future state, you have to be consider the constraints as well. Constraints can be in the form of the budget constraints, कि पैसा नहीं है भाई ज़्यादा. Can be time restrictions, can be technology, can be infra, can be policies, limited number of resources. Means you have to be see, okay, I want to be achieve this result, that's fine, but I don't have the money to achieve that. I have money, but I don't have time to be achieve that. I have a time, but my policies did not allow me to do that part. So constraint is another parameter which need to be considered for the future state definitions. Then the fourth and important point is that organizational structure and the culture. It is important because it tell you how the people is happy to accept this change in the company. I remember when my father started this computer usage approximately in 90 somewhere, 1991, 2000 or somewhere like 2000, 2005 somewhere. Okay, he says that in his office many people were against that. नहीं 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 हम बूढ़े हो रहे हैं हमें क्या कंप्यूटर सिखाओगे ये वो. It means people are not happy to accept that change, and that is the biggest challenge sometimes. If your company people is not agree to accept the change, it's tough to for you to be achieve that goal. So in this you have to be the parameter saying that you have to be consider that how your structure has been defined, how your structure has been defined, and the culture is there. Start putting the things in people mind that guys we're changing these things slowly so that people should be able to cope up with the same. So what they say, describing the component of the future state, providing insights about the potential conflicts, impacts and the limits. आप बताइए अपने लोगों को, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को, कि if you do this thing then these things will be sorted out for you. पहले क्या होता था, if I am travel somewhere I need to put the hard copy bills. ठीक है, उसमें क्या किया, हार्ड कॉपी होता था, पहले जाओ उसको स्कैन करो फिर उसको लिफाफे में डालो और फिर बिल जाएगा, 4 दिन बाद वो पहुंचेगा, फिर पैसे आएंगे, सब चीजें. Then people says नहीं यार, but company says let's make it as a online. I know I faith on you. You have to be just enter the amount and your bank statement. Things will be done for you. This is a culture change. Then you have to see the capability and the process. What capability, what activities required to realize the future state. Identify the new kinds of activity. Suddenly, if you see that you start getting an emailer from your company HR, try to use the Microsoft Teams whiteboard in the meetings. Users ठीक है, फालतू का मेल है, कौन पढ़ेगा? But after 1 week or 2 weeks, you get an email. Guys, we're removing all the whiteboards from the meeting rooms because we are recommending to use the Microsoft whiteboards. So they see the capability, they see the new activity to how to achieve that future state. You have to be see that is any process need to be changed to achieve that part. See, new or change capability and process will be need to deliver the new products with the new regulations. So it define, it depend. You have to consider that parameter in your discussions as well. Then the next one is that called the technology and the infrastructure. Is your technology and infra so much sufficient to meet your business goal, or you have to be build up that from that perspective? I want to set up a sale on the Christmas, but my infra is not that much good, not capable. My technology is not that much capable to handle that sales part. So to do that part, maybe we need to build up the new infra, new technologies as well. That is the another point. That is another parameter we have to be considered. Policies. Policies can be internal, external, both policies can be there. If the current policies are insufficient to meet the business need, the business analyst will identify and change the necessary to the desired states. Simple है. अगर भाई policies नहीं like people says that Atul, in my team change management is not working properly. I said, do you have any policy document? No. I said it means you don't have a defined rules on the place that how you expect that it will be work for you properly. Define the rules to usage that and then identify the gaps on the basis of that. अगर आप रॉन्ग साइड बाइक चलाओगे तो आपका एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है. नंबर वन. ऑल्सो यू नीड टू पे द चलान. नंबर टू. दैट इज अ पॉलिसी दे हैव टू बी चेंज. ये लोग ना रॉन्ग साइड बहुत ड्राइव करते हैं. ठीक है, आप एक काम करो, आप पॉलिसी डाल दो. Now insurance company has a policy. If you met in any accident on the car or a bike and you don't wear the helmet or the seat belt, you are not eligible for the claims. They change the policy because they know that लोग मानते ही नहीं. लोगों को लगता है कि नहीं इंश्योरेंस मिल जाएगा तो हो जाएगा काम. So let's put that policies. Then the business architecture, number 8 point. Sometime we have to be upgrade our business architecture as well. That is again the first point, that is enterprise analysis which we done. Something similar to in that area. We have to be take all the other departments into the consideration when we're defining the future state. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ IT के लिए काम कर रहा हूँ. I have to be see that if I know make a changes in the IT, how it is going to be impact to the other departments as well. Okay, so this says in addition they should be integrated into the all in the into the overall desired future state of the enterprise as a whole and support that future state. Very much important. Then the internal assets means the resources of a company is the internal assets. The emphasis of the resource might indicate the existing resources need to be increased. If I want to be increase my revenue, I have to be increase my internal assets. I have to be increase the head count of my resources. थोड़े और अच्छे resources मुझे लेने पड़ेंगे. It means I need to spend little more money on the salary part. These are the internal assets. And the last, it's not that second last, I guess total 11 or 12 points are there. Identify the assumptions. It says that if you want to be achieve any goal, you have some assumptions on the place. Identify in the beginning itself that this is the assumption I'm taking care here. Because sometimes we say, okay, I know that this policy can be changed by assuming that people will be happy to accept that. Okay. So this is another important point, a parameter we have to be considered. I'm not saying that you have to be change the things. No, these are not the techniques. These are just the parameters to consider when you're building your future state. अब कौन सी टेक्निक होगी वो बाद में देखेंगे. But in that techniques, you have to be use these parameters. And at last, it says the potential value. Meeting the business objectives alone does not justify the transition of a future state. The potential value is also important. Like if I am implementing this training plan, what potential value I'm going to be achieved with this? What is the potential value for me to do this part? It will increase my brand in the market. It will enhance my knowledge as well. right? So this is the potential value I'm saying. And this says that potential value does not mean just only one or two things. It says while determining the future state, the business analyst consider the increase or decrease in the potential value from. हो सकता है कि कुछ करने से मेरे potential values increase or decrease भी हो जाए. What that's particular things? External opportunities revealed in the assessing the external influencer. कि बाहर से कोई पैरामीटर, बाहर से कुछ इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आके मेरी पोटेंशियल वैल्यू को इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज कर सकते हैं. Unknown strengths of the new partners. I'm getting into the partnership and I don't know that what power they will bring for me. New technologies or the knowledge, potential loss of a competitor in the market. भाई जिसके साथ मेरे कंपटीशन था वही मार्केट से निकल गया. So it may increase, it may decrease my potential value as well. Right? So these are the few things which we have to be consider when you're working on the future state. These are the parameters, not the techniques I'm again saying. And to do that part, we have to be in knowledge of the three major points. You should know your current state, you should know your KPIs, and you should know your organizational structure. Path, methods, approach, role, responsibility, you should know these things. Only then you can achieve the future state. Now to achieve the future state, we have a few techniques in the market. The first technique says acceptance and evaluation criteria. I guess we missed out earlier. Let me do that part. Used to identify what may make the future state acceptable or how the options may be evaluated. As the name indicate कि बॉस अगर आपको कुछ accept करना है, then you should have some criteria to evaluate that part. When I say or when Hitesh says that Atul, I am a BA now, when he has a good role which he's looking for and when he is a handsome salary which he's looking for. So if I open this technique here, अच्छा तो कर चुके सॉरी हम. Acceptance criteria used to define the requirement, outcomes and condition must be met in order for a solution to be considered acceptance to the key stakeholder. Key was you have to be defined clearly. What is the requirement? What is the outcome? Or what is the condition? If all these three met or one of these three met, I will say yes, I'm accepting this particular future state. That is the important point here. Okay, क्योंकि already हम कर चुके हैं तो I will not go in the depth again. Let's see if so like this. You have to put the acceptance criteria about the cost, performance, usability, functionality. You have to define your requirements clearly. Then you have to be test that. And then you say, boss, I'm able to achieve that results. That is called the acceptance and the validation or evaluation criteria. Another important is one called the balance scorecard. This is a new technique which we did not discuss till now. As the name indicate, it is a kind of a scorecard. रिपोर्ट कार्ड जो हमें मिलता था स्कूल्स में 31 मार्च को कि बॉस देखें आपने क्या क्या तीर मारे हैं. एंड दैट रिपोर्ट कार्ड पहले तो सिर्फ पढ़ाई का रिपोर्ट कार्ड होता था, आजकल तो बहुत सेक्शंस होते हैं रिपोर्ट कार्ड में. योर बिहेवियर, योर स्पोर्ट्स, योर कल्चर एक्टिविटीज पार्टिसिपेशन, योर एजुकेशन, योर स्टडी, योर like attendance kind of things. So these are called a scorecard. If you achieve in every section, you achieve B grade, then you get the A in the final one. Okay, so what I say that used to set the targets for measuring and future state. The balance scorecard is used to manage the performance in any business model, structure or business process. हम बैलेंस कब कहते हैं? जब हर चीज सही चल रही होती है. Then we say it is a balance scorecard. कि हाँ यार जब like let's say if you go for the medical test, regular medical test every 6 months, and everything is looks good in that report, BP, heart, kidney, stomach, body, overall body, eyes, teeth, everything is good. Then you say that it is a balance scorecard for me. It says if you want to do the balance scorecard, you have to be divide the scorecard in the four major sections: learning and growth, business processes, customers and the financials. जब इन चारों में आपका बैलेंस रहेगा, then you can say कि boss, I am able to achieve or I am achieving my future state. Okay, and how the diagram says here, this is a balance scorecard. It is a two-way. The financials has a balance should be the internal business processes. And internal business process must have a balance with the financials. Internal business process must have a learning with a growth as well. Learning growth must have a customer. And customer must have a learning and growth. To succeed the financial, how should we appear to our stakeholders? That is a financial scorecards. To satisfy the shareholders and the customers, what business process need to be excellent. अगर आप ये करना चाहते हैं तो आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. अगर आपने ये अचीव कर लिया तो ये आपका अचीव हो जाएगा. So it is like a grading systems. It is like a what I can say divide system. That was ये हो गया तो ये तो हो जाएगा, ये हो गया तो ये तो हो जाएगा, like that. Okay, so we define these things in the four major sections: learning and the growth dimensions. भाई मैं एक कंपनी में working in a company and I say, when I say that it is a good company for me, when I am getting a good pay, when I am working for a good client, when I'm getting good options in the company, maybe some designations, positions or the promotions, and when I'm getting a good learning and the growth. पैसा है, अच्छा client है, लेकिन growth नहीं है, learnings नहीं है. It's not a balanced scorecard then. So we are doing these things. Now I give the practical example. People left the company because they say यार ना लर्निंग नहीं यार, वही मोनोटोनस काम हो गया, एक साल से मैं वही कर रहा हूँ, रोज सुबह जाओ, वही टूल देखो, वही रिपोर्ट बनाओ, वही पीपीटीज बना के भेज दो. लर्निंग नहीं, आई एम नॉट हैविंग लर्निंग हियर. इट इज नॉट अ बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड दैट. So they divided this thing in the four major sections: learning and the growth, business process dimensions. That how my business process is working. No यार मेरी I'm working in a company, the learning is so good, but पता है प्रोसेस नहीं है यार. एक क्लेम, एक छुट्टी अप्रूव करने के लिए 5 दिन लग जाते हैं और टेंशन अलग हो जाती है. इट मीन दैट इज नॉट अ गुड बिजनेस प्रोसेसेस. हर कंपनी में आपको हर चीज मिले ऐसा नहीं है. सो वी स्टार्ट कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग दैम. कस्टमर डायमेंशंस, कि कस्टमर क्या अचीव करना चाहता है. लेट्स बिल्ड अवर origin, let's build customer objective with the our vision of the mission, so that we can take that part. And finally the financial things. पैसा तो बहुत जरूरी है, रिवेन्यू है, इकोनॉमिक वैल्यूज है, ये सब चीजें बहुत जरूरी है मेजर करने के लिए. सो इफ देयर इज अ बैलेंस बिटवीन ऑल दिस फोर फैक्टर्स, देन वी आर गुड टू गो. देन वी आर गुड टू गो है क्या, विद द राइट वे. ठीक है, बिकॉज योर फ्यूचर स्टेट शुड बी इंडिकेट दैट ऑल दिस थिंग शुड बी बैलेंस, क्योंकि आपकी करंट स्टेट में बैलेंस है ऑलरेडी. या मे बी इन योर करंट स्टेट दिस इज नॉट the up to the mark, you want to be improve that in the future state. So we use the scorecard option. क्लियर यहाँ तक? Any doubt?
Clear, Atul.
Good. Okay. Rest few of the techniques which we already done, but I take a names quickly. Benchmarking, market analysis, which we done in the last section. Brainstorming, canvas, business case, model canvas, decision analysis like decision tree, which we make it. So in short, if I say that what we done earlier, see this metrics and KPIs is coming again. Business model canvas, it was in the current state as well. Now we have in the future state as well. Because the thing is that only parameter has been changed. Target is still same. कि बस फ्यूचर स्टेट कैसे बेटर किया जाए. जब करंट स्टेट था तो मैंने करंट पार्टनर्स लिए. जब फ्यूचर स्टेट था आई एम पुटिंग द पोटेंशियल पार्टनर्स कि ये मेरे पार्टनर्स होने चाहिए, मेरे पार्टनर्स बन सकते हैं, ये मेरे पार्टनर्स कर सकते हैं, मेरा काम कर सकते हैं. Okay, so these are the things which we have to be consider here. Financial, this interviews, lesson learned, KPIs, mind mapping, organizational modeling process, prototyping. I'll discuss now. Now, one thing is clear in your mind is that कि बॉस काम कुछ भी हो, टेक्निक्स तो सिमिलर ही होंगी. It's all about these things. क्या उसको कहते हैं हम, टेक्निक्स का काम रहता है. अब being a sales person, I need to be sell out either laptop or a pen. Techniques will be same. I again take example Rocket Singh. वो जब इंटरव्यू देने जाता है बता उसको सेल आउट करके दिखाओ. वो पेन लेता है, उसके फीचर्स बताना शुरू कर देता है कि बस these are the features, right? So that is the thing we are seeing that in this maybe you get confused. नहीं अतुल यार तुम वही चीजें बार बार कर रहे हैं. Yes, we are doing the same thing again and again. Agree, but the techniques will be different now. Techniques are different, or maybe techniques are the similar as well. The next technique of the future state says the prototyping. Prototyping says that you have to be define some kind of a model. That's how it will be look like. Is used to elect and validate the stakeholder needs through the iterative process. In after 10, 15, 20 minutes, I ask one similar question. Guys, समझ में आ रहा है क्या? All clear? Any doubt, any question? You said yes, Atul, all clear. That is the iterative prototyping. Because I want to be understand your needs by explaining the things to you. That okay, this is what I want to be achieve, and to do that part would be iterate again and again. So बोलता नहीं तो समझ नहीं आया, but repeat करते हैं. Fine, that's fine. But it is giving me the needs. I'm validating the needs here. कि बॉस ये टॉपिक का ही नीड था, आपको मैंने ये बताया. Are you able to understand? Yes, Atul, we are able to understand. Okay. These things. Now it says it has the 2 or 3 types of basically prototyping approach. थ्रू अवे आई गेस हमने किया हुआ है शायद पहले प्रोटोटाइपिंग का. चलो कर नहीं किया तो फिर भी कर लेते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं इसमें. ओके, थ्रू अवे prototype that are generated with a simple tool. अच्छा हाँ, right, now I remember. Means if I say that just with the help of pen and paper you're able to make some kind of a model, make it some kind of a boxes, make it some kind of a process flow, kind of a pictorial representation which help me to understand that what it will be look like in future. It's called the throwaway. And when you use the specific tools, extended initial requirement and the functional solutioning. When you do some kind of a POCs you do, that become the evaluatory or the functional prototyping. जहां पर आप practically कुछ कर रहे हैं हल्का सा, just to analyze, just to see the future state. That is called the functional or the evaluatory part. See, it's become the proof of concepts. Example क्या है? Like there's a practice in the training industry. Guys, you can attend 1 or 2 days demo classes. That is a proof of principle or the proof of concept. Just to make sure that okay, in the future you'll be getting a similar thing. Form study prototype is used to explore the basic size, look and feel of the product that will be manufactured. जिसको कहता है टाइप से मॉडल बनाना, ये वो चीजें यहाँ पर आती है मेरी, मतलब जिसका look and feel will be like that only. Now if you go to any builder, specifically in your side, Hitesh, if you go to any builder, as you enter their office, they have big boxes in a big model in a glass box. सर ये हमारा मॉडल है सर यहाँ का, अच्छा कैसे दिखाओ जरा सर, ये 5 ब्लॉक होंगे ऐसे 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 करके, ये पार्किंग होगी, एंट्रेंस होगी. इट मींस व्हाट इज डूइंग, इज शोइंग द फॉर्म स्टडी प्रोटोटाइपिंग. कैसा दिखेगा आपको, हाउ इट विल लुक लाइक, हाउ इट विल फील, कि आपका घर कहां पर होगा, कैसा दिखेगा आपका ट्रैफिक वहां से. देन द यूजेबिलिटी प्रोटोटाइप is a product model created to test how and the end user interacts with the system without including the properties. सिर्फ ये देखो कि मैं इंटरेक्ट कैसे करूंगा, वैलिडेशन की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. काइंड ऑफ इंटरफेस यू हैव टू बिल्ड अप. ठीक है, सो मेरा वहां पे रहता है ये यूजेबिलिटी टाइप. देन द विजुअल्स, diagrams, modeling kind of things will be come here. And at last, functional prototype. It is a model created to test software functionality. If I enter the 2 digits, then it will be adding or not. That is called the functional prototyping. And few methods they're seeing that how you can achieve these things. Number 1, storyboard. Like when you do the prototyping, the storyboarding means you write the sequence of that activity. चाय कैसे बनती है यार, आपको पता है? Let's write down the steps for the same. और आपकी चाय बन जाएगी. ये that is the thing you're doing the prototyping here. Paper prototyping, you're drafting something on the with a pen and paper. अब आप बोलोगे तो ये मैं तो ये भी करता हूं, मैं ये भी करता हूं, मैं ये भी करता हूं, मैं ये भी करता हूं. ऑलमोस्ट ये तीनों चीज हम करते हैं. Workflow modeling, despite a sequence of operations that are performed and usually forced on the human aspects, कि आपको क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा if you want to achieve that part. Simulations is basically a demonstration kind of things of the actual solution. Like I give an example, the flight member, the pilots, they did not fly the plane on the day 1 of the training. No, for them an atmosphere has been created, the simulation environment has been created where they feel that they're sitting in a actual plane, they're serving to the actual customers. वही बटन्स वही होता है, एयर होस्टेस को रेडी किया जाता है, बताया जाता है क्रू मेंबर्स को कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, कहां से एंट्री होगी, कहां खाना होगा, ये सब चीजें. इट इज गुड, इट इज अ विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, इट इज एक्चुअली गुड, बट इट इज अ टाइम टेकिंग एज वेल. बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाता है. बिकॉज इन दिस, if a system or the process is highly complex, the prototyping process may become bogged down to discussion how rather than what. हम क्या करते हैं, कैसे हो रहा है, बजाय कि ये देखने की क्या हो रहा है. हम अपनी परसेप्शंस को चेंज करना शुरू कर देते हैं. बिकॉज इफ आई शो इज द मॉडल से एक्चुअली कैसे होगा, बजाय के देखने की क्या होगा. ठीक, क्लियर गाइस? गुड. इटरेटिव ही चल रहा है, ध्यान रखना. प्रोटोटाइपिंग है मेरी एक. ओके. Then you can do the scope modeling, you can do the surveys, you can do the SWOT, you can do the worker vendor assessment, and you can do the workshops as well. Means all the techniques, almost all the techniques which we done in the current state, the same can be applicable in the future state as well. I'm thinking that prototyping can be used in the current state as well, just to evaluate कि मेरा आज का process कैसे काम चल रहा है, so that I can build my future prototyping. Then now, what are the stakeholders involved? The same customers, partners, SMEs, domain experts, project manager, regulators. These are the major stakeholders for you. And what will be the outcome for us? You are getting the business objective, you're defining the future state, and you're realizing the potential value. These three major things you are going to be achieved via these particular options. So this is all about the defining the future state, that how I can define my future state. Okay, these are the techniques, these are the parameters. In this, moreover on the techniques, we have to be consider the parameters, technology, constraints, goal, potential value. These are the parameters we have to be considered here. Clear, boss? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. We will not proceed further because another it's a good topic to be discussed. ठीक है, इसमें भी टेक्निक्स ज्यादा नहीं है क्योंकि ऑलरेडी टेक्निक्स वी हैव डिस्कस. वो 3-4 दिन का जो एफर्ट्स था बस दैट वाज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. Now almost thing has been done. If you see there's a no dark blue, it means there's nothing new we're going to be discussed now. So we will start this topic tomorrow to be understand that what is this assess risk. So now this topic says that you have your current state, you know your future state. Now what are the risks in that part that you have to be identify? That is called the risk assessment. And to do risk assessment again, if I show the techniques here, अब बोलोगे तो ये तो कमाल की बात हो गई यार. फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस, डॉक्यूमेंट एनालिसिस, डिसीजन, बिजनेस केस, ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग, माइंड मैपिंग, ये कर तो लिया हमने. यस, वी हैव डन दैट पार्ट. But this technique can be used in the risk assessment as well. Root cause analysis, survey questionnaire, workshops. Okay. So tomorrow topic will be again going to be very small. Okay, we'll see if we can complete this two topic together. क्योंकि इसमें मुझे I am 100% sure कि इसमें भी कोई नई टेक्निक नहीं है. स्कोर कार्ड हमने आज कर लिया है. Then there is no new technique. We'll see. But you will analyze this thing. कि in the requirement allocation, in the requirement gathering, techniques are less. In the strategy, techniques are more. क्योंकि business level पे काम कर रहे हैं भैया. You can use these techniques in your day-to-day routines work as well. SWOT you can use in the process improvement. Mind mapping you can use in your process improvements part. Okay, so let me stop the recording here now quickly.